So, sir, we are live on Facebook. Okay, I'll play the music video.
Thanks, Jarvis.
Has ruined business and has messed up the job situation.
Seriously, ma'am, just don't know what to do.
Something must work out.
Let's learn the way wolves do it. Let's learn to collaborate. Let's be the change and make the change. Liberate people, companies, employment your way. Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate. Let's collaborate. He's a leader, big, bright, and fast. They support in every daunting task. They picture scouting, warning, and hunting. They look out for the next in line. We're running my company and building up my brand. Fix salaries, getting squares, then focus on the task at hand. So now my jungle's open to the wolves among you. Opportunities to gain. Let's learn, grow, hunt, and play. I can work the dawn of justice easily. Bow, but I do my work so professionally. Bow, I want work, but I want it my way. I'm a liberated associate on the techno highway. Let's learn the way wolves do it. Let's learn to collaborate. Let's be the change and make the change. Liberate people, companies, employment your way. Let's collaborate. 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 Let's collaborate.
Good evening, people. So my name is Dominic Costabile, and I'm Director of Hospitality Training Institute and the Collaborate app. I'm a founder of it, so that's the logo. And welcome to today's session. Normally, we have a different format where I interview a panel and I talk to them about the gig economy, the gig culture, the potential of it in the industry. Today, I'm going to be talking a little differently. Because there's a reason behind it. And see, a lot of people are not aware about the gig economy or the gig culture. So I thought I should tell them about the gig economy or tell you about the gig economy and the culture. In a nutshell, let's say you were born a tiger, right? Let's presume you were born a tiger. And we even ran a poll on this, that would you rather be born in a zoo, a circus, or the jungle? And as expected, I mean, it's a very stupid question. Everybody generally said the jungle, the jungle, the jungle. Nearly everybody said the jungle. And the question was, why the jungle? And so then they responded saying, you know, you get freedom, you get to live on your own terms. And we came back with, but it's a lot dangerous out there, right? You're so much more safer in a zoo, where you are protected by the zookeeper, you are in a cage. If there is another wild beast in the cage with you, in case you disagree with them, the zookeeper will make sure you are separated, you get your medical, that's your medical benefits. So why would you prefer the zoo? And on the other side, the jungle. And on the other side, if you look at the circus, you get to perform a lot of tricks and you get a lot of applause. So why not the circus? But again, people come back saying, no, the zoo, you know, we get to be on our own terms, we get to live free, we may live for a shorter life, but we'll at least have lived, right? Now, but when it comes to our own careers, we seem to be thinking that the zoo is the place. Now, what do I mean by the zoo of careers? It's a permanent job, a fixed job, right? To me, that would be the zoo of careers, where you're in a fixed job, you get your meals on time, you get your medical benefits, you get a zookeeper to look after you. The zookeeper shuts down the zoo at a particular time and makes sure nobody harasses you. The circus is where you get paid as per your performance. So there are a lot of organizations that have this performance-linked incentive. You hit a target, you take the money, right? And the jungle of careers would be being a gigger, where you walk into the jungle alone, unarmed maybe, or maybe you get together with another pack. Like, let's say you're a wolf, you get together with other wolves, and you make sure you look after each other and look after yourself. So to me, this is how I would define the gig worker. It's the lone wolf or the lone tiger that is willing to walk out into the jungle and take care of life on his own terms. Now, it obviously strikes us that, okay, we are not wild animals. And what about protection? What about benefits? So it actually makes you weaker, honestly speaking. And I'm speaking from my own experience, and I will share that with you. It makes you weaker. And just think about it. Let's presume you go into the jungle, in the zoo, right? They look after you for some years. And let's say at one point, either the zoo or in the circus, because you can't perform those tricks anymore, they let you loose. They say, okay, buddy, we can't take you any longer. Nobody's coming to see you in the zoo. Nobody's paying to see you in the circus. We're going to cut you loose. Go off. Now, can you survive in the jungle? Obviously not. You don't have your skills set. You don't have your tools of engagement with the wild animals. You don't know how to survive in the jungle. But that's exactly what happens in these so-called permanent jobs, which people don't realize. I've got friends who are 40, 50, and very often they're not getting jobs. Sometimes they've been cut loose by the organization. The organization prefers younger animals, right? Now, what will these people do? They don't know how to survive in the jungle. They no longer have the tools. And trust me, in the jungle, there is no holds barred, you know it. Even if you're a deer, you can't go to some jungle keeper and say, boss, what's happening here? इनके पास दांत है, इनके पास claws है, पंजा है, हमारे पास क्या है? The deer also knows he can survive in the jungle by being fast, by being alert, and staying ahead of the tiger and the lion. Whichever animal is out there in the jungle, he or she uses the tools that they were born with, the weapons or the gifts that they were born with, to survive in the jungle. Now, if you are believers, or if you understand nature, either way, you believe in God or you believe in nature, whatever, you have to understand that he would not put you down here if he did not give you the tools to engage with the situation that's going to arise. Now, because of the way we have, life has been going on, we sort of feel that, okay, we need medical benefits, we need leave, we need all sorts of things. But where does the tiger in the jungle get leave? Imagine a tigress who is expecting, right? She's out there in the jungle. Nobody's going to say, no, she's expecting, leave her alone. In fact, they do say leave her alone because she's going to be even more ferocious now. And if she has babies, that's the last thing you would think of is interfering with her. Forget a tiger. You would not mess with a monkey in the jungle, right? I mean, I've gone to our Borivali National Park, and there are these monkeys. They're not really wild monkeys, but they're not exactly tame monkeys. And nobody wants to mess with those monkeys also. Now, you and I are born with a certain skill set and attitude. Why can't we take this out and live like giggers? And I tell you, see, I started my career in 1990 straight out of catering college. I was a hotel management student, IHM Mumbai, and I had the stupidity to not sit for even one interview with any of the hotels. Okay, and I started off my business with 350 rupees. That's all the money I had, by the way. I printed visiting cards, my money was over. Now I said I'm starting a business. But how many people will give a catering order, I was into party catering, to a person who's just out of catering college? So in the whole year, in the first year, I remember I got only 6 caterings in the whole year. That's an average of 1 every 2 months. Now, how do I survive? So what I did was I started working with other caterers. At that time, this word gig was not there. So I started working with other caterers. I would, for example, there was a Marwadi caterer. I used to handle his entire catering operations and charge him at that time 500 rupees per shift, when he was paying waiters at around 45-50 rupees per shift. I was charging him 500 bucks. I would handle his entire catering. He would give me up to 3 shifts in a day, because in Marwadis, they have the breakfast, they have lunch, and they have dinner, and sometimes even tea. And I was very strict about my charges, 500 bucks per shift. Your call, you want me or you don't want me. So there were days when there was this very big wedding. I think it was Jindal's, one of their family. And 3 days in a row, he gave me a gig. And I earned maybe about 6,000 plus on that. Right? There was another caterer, on the other hand, who would pay me only 150 rupees, believe it or not. Marwadi, 500 bucks. There was another caterer who was paying me just 150 rupees to work from 6 a.m. to nearly 2 in the morning. The next morning, that is. Right? That's nearly what, 20 hours? And he would pay me only 150. Why would I work with him? I chose to work with him because he was training me. He would actually teach me the ropes of catering. He would describe in detail what needs to be done, how it's done, very transparently. So what he taught me made up for what he was not paying me. In fact, I was saying that I'm learning as well as getting paid. I enjoyed doing it. Whenever he had a catering, I would be there with him. And he appreciated my services. He blessed me with knowledge. Now, around 2 years later, I started doing gigs, and understand at that time, this term was not there. So around 91, 92, I got one gig for a catering company that was into, bulk food catering. So we would, industrial canteens. So this lady asked me to come on board. So I said, okay, I'll come on board. But A, I have my own party catering. B, I also do these other jobs. So are you okay with that? She said, yes, I'm okay with it. I said, I'm not going to be full-time. I'll come here whenever I can, however often I can, and whenever it's needed. And at that time, believe it or not, she paid me 2,500 rupees for the whole month. That was her first offer. Understand, so that you get a perspective. My colleagues who passed out with me were at around 9 or 10,000 at that time per month. I was getting an offer of 2,500 a month. Within less than 3 months, she made it 3,500. And for her, it was a large amount. And at that time, I remember I was working much more than I was being paid for. Okay, I used to work really like a dog. I took on every responsibility that came up. I learned too much. Over a period of time, my number of hours that I spent at the organization, which was at times even up to 16 hours, it came down to just 4 hours in the week on 2 visits. And at that time, I must have been drawing a salary of around 25,000, 30,000 for just 4 hours in the whole week, right? Plus, she gave me a vehicle with fuel and maintenance. Plus, I got accommodation just for 4 hours a week. Now, earlier I was working, this was around 11 years later. So I'm giving you the contrast. earlier working for maybe what, at times 12 hours and 14 hours a day, not every day, but at times, and getting 3,500 a month, because that's what I was getting, 2.5, 3.5, whatever. And 11 years later, to when I was working 4 hours in the whole week and getting this salary that I told you, 25K plus. There was another organization that I started, was working with simultaneously. So I was doing my party catering. I was working for other caterers. I was working at this organization called Annapurna. I got another gig starting again at the same time as Annapurna, which also went on for 11 years at VSNL. At VSNL, they started paying me 2,500 rupees. Again, interestingly, it was a contract that we had taken on, me and another partner. And my share was 2,500. I was handling the entire kitchen. Initially, we had 3 staff of our own and their staff. Later on, it went to 18 staff of ours, and we were handling it. I used to actually literally cook the food there. I disciplined the whole place, the whole kitchen. I put in systems. And again, towards the end of the 11 years, just before I quit from both of the places, they were paying me 12,000 rupees a month for about 2 hours of work per month, half an hour a week into 4. During the same time, 1992, around 2002, I also went to Dubai. I worked for 2.5 months selling insurance. I consulted for a restaurant in Thane. And I did multiple things. Now, all these things put together made me learn so many things that I could not learn if I was working in one organization. At the same time, I'm out there in the jungle, because when I took on caterings, there were people who would not pay me, for instance, or would bully me. And those lessons you don't forget. I started a restaurant in Pune, and within 6 months, this was around 94, 95. Within 6 months, I lost 5 lakh rupees. All this money I had borrowed from the market. That taught me so many lessons, because when I ran that restaurant, for, like I told you, for 6 months, understand at the same time, I'm also working or rather doing gigs with Annapurna, with VSNL, my own parties, and I'm also running this restaurant in Pune. So you're learning multitasking. I lost 5 lakh rupees running that restaurant. And I tell everybody, in that restaurant, there was not one thing that I could say I did right. Everything that I did in that restaurant was wrong. I made everything that I did was a mistake, and those mistakes were my learning grounds. So what am I telling you here in a nutshell? For 11 years, 12 years, I did gigs while supposedly running my own business, which was Dynamite Caterers. In around 2000 to 2002, I started getting fed up with all this, because I realized I was not going anywhere in life. There was doing too many things at the same time. It came to me that you're just doing too many things. You're not specialized in anything. You're not an expert in anything. And that's when I started thinking about specializing, and I thought about training. And I started Hospitality Training Institute, the organization I now represent. And from day one that I stepped into the training room, I knew I had arrived. I felt at home. This is my place. I was disastrous as a trainer at that time. But I felt at home, and I said, this is where I want to be. It's now 19 years that I'm in training and with Hospitality Training Institute. I love the place. Now, what am I telling you here is, my 11 years, 12 years as a gigger come entrepreneur, they taught me a lot, right? And even now as an entrepreneur, all those lessons that I learned about people management, about recognizing people, understanding what they say, understand when they're bluffing you, people do bluff you, understand when they're trying to take you for a ride, understanding who are your well-wishers, your genuine well-wishers, learning to crush your ego, all these lessons have held me in good stead. And that is why even during the lockdown that we've just witnessed, I was obviously disturbed. Okay, I can't say it was smooth sailing, but I knew that, buddy, this will last for 1 year. This may last for 2 years. But when you come out on the other side of this storm, you have to be stronger, faster, bigger, smarter, blah, blah, blah. And during the storm, during this entire pandemic, my team and I, we even came up with an app, the one that we'll talk about in a few minutes, the Collaborate app. There were other people who were saying, no, you have to sit out the lockdown. I said, you'll sit out for how long? Because listen, the jungle does not wait. Even during the storm, there are animals being eaten up, right? There are birds like the eagle, apparently, who fly above the clouds to escape the storm or to, conquer the storm. So why should we cower? I was not born to cower. You are not born to cower. But society tells you that, listen, you need the protection of a company, you need bullshit. There is no protection. The pandemic has shown us there is no protection. Forget the pandemic. Before the pandemic, you had organizations like Jet Airways, Kingfisher. You've got so many organizations that have shut down. The Lehman Brothers, I mean, it's an institution. It shut down in 2009. What happened to the jobs of those people there? Weren't they permanent? We fool ourselves with thinking that, the zoo or the circus is less risky. Because, okay, even if I'm jumping through fire in the circus, there is somebody who will put the fire out. But are you going to enjoy jumping through are you trying to tell me a tiger likes to jump through that hoop in the circus? Does he like the applause? I remember, and maybe some of you have seen this video of a tigress actually. She jumps 12 feet into the air, attacks an elephant. Attacks the mahout on top of the elephant. And behind the mahout is a man sitting with a rifle. She attacks the mahout, swipes at him, and it's over in a split second. Only if you watch it in slow motion can you catch it. She jumps 12 feet, slaps the mahout, and has disappeared. She knows that the elephant is not the danger because he's not come on his own. She knows the mahout has done it, and she tells the mahout, "You're walking into my territory, get out." Did anyone applaud her? No one. Did she bother where anyone is applauding her? She didn't. Why did she do it? You're messing with me? Don't. That's the message. Now we need to get that guts or glory, or just forget guts and glory. It's just about living the way we were born to live, free. That's why I love the gig economy. That's why I'm encouraging people to look at the gig economy as a way of life. Now, before I tell you about Collaborate app, I would like to tell you, you can ask questions anytime during the session, either by typing it out in the question answer box that you have. You could also raise your hand and we will ask you, unmute you and ask you. So Jervis, I think there's Faizul Rahman who's got his hand up. If you'd like to check if he has a question, or was it done by mistake? And we've got a couple of questions in the chat box. Someone saying, "Hello, sir, I want to know about this." Very nice examples. Thank you, Urvashi. Okay, so there's a chat box, like I said, and there's the question answer box also that you could type in. Happy to answer your questions. I want this to be a very interactive session. If you have something that you feel, I'm saying that's wrong, or you want some more clarity on it, you can challenge me by unmuting, be the tiger, unmute, and take me on. Tell me that you don't agree, or ask for clarifications. I'm here to help. Jervis, there's another hand gone up. I think it's Hitesh. You want to unmute him, please?
Good evening, sir. I have a question.
Go ahead, Hitesh.
Sir, I feel for any organization to scale up or to progress, you need to be aware of the current time and the situation, for which you always need to be updated. And you should also train yourself and the employees. If we employ the gig employees, which I'm sure they will not stay with us for long, as you said, they want to learn things. So how do we train the employees then to go ahead and to get the organization go ahead then, if they are not going to stay with us permanent?
Understood. So Hitesh, firstly, some things that I would like to point out. One is, even if you hire a permanent person, he is not staying with you permanently. And the permanent employee that stays with you permanently may actually be a liability to you, because he's just sitting there and, riding this, being a passenger. On the other side, just to also remind you, what is a gig worker? The person who is your maid in your house is a gig worker. She comes there for 2 hours a day. She is not permanent, right? You can trust her. She's been there for long. And if you get a new one, you'll slowly teach her the ropes until she now can be trusted and she knows the ropes. The gig employee is also your car washer. He again takes the keys from your house, opens your car, washes the car. When he goes on leave, you don't pay for those days most often. The gig worker is also the person who delivers your newspaper to your house. If there's milk being delivered, that's also a gig worker. So there is a slight misconception about the gig worker. The gig worker does not mean he or she is an untrained person. They are professional. They in fact pick up the job a lot faster. Because they're street smart. So once you teach them, they will learn it fast. And a true gig worker knows the value of repeat patronage. So if I start working with Hitesh, or if I start working with any brand, I know that I need to keep my reputation intact so that they come back to me and call me for work. And if they stop treating me well, or they don't handle me properly, I can choose to walk out of their business. But as a true gig worker, I'll professionally walk out, give them ample notice. Like I gave both BSNL and Annapurna, I gave them 2 months notice. In fact, I gave them 1 year notice. They refused to take it. Then I gave them 2 months notice and I moved on. And I told them, whatever help you need for the handover, obviously I'm there, even after I walked out, because you're a professional, right? I hope I've answered you, Hitesh. Harleen Kaur, you have said good afternoon. Would you like to say something else, or was that just a good afternoon? Raise your hand if you'll have any question. Okay. Now, till the next questions come up, and please do ask questions, raise your hand. What we've done about the Collaborate app, like I promised you, I would tell you. Aaron, just put the hands down which have been completed. Jervis, sorry. We've created an app called Collaborate. So it's a very interesting idea. Collaborate is CO, is company and owners. Okay. LA is Liberated Associates. The app connects companies and owners and Liberated Associates directly. Then both the companies and the owners will put up their price. So an LA will say, this is what I expect to be paid. It's called a bid. We call it a bid. So bids and offers. And the company will make an offer. Okay, you want to be paid this. Are you okay with taking this? Or the company may agree to whatever you have asked for. So bids and offers. And then we have rating. Both the company and the associates will rate each other. So you are on the app, you work for somebody, you rate that company. How are they treating you? Now the company wants to have their rating good so that more associates want to work with them. And the Liberated Associate the company will rate the Liberated Associate. So both sides are rating each other. The interesting part of the bids and offer that we have created is, depending on the demand and supply, you can bid higher or you will bid lower. So let's say I'm a waiter and during Christmas, New Year, there's a big demand for waiters. I can ask for a much higher price because that's my bid now. And off season, when there is oversupply, there is less work available, the company may offer me a lower amount and I will take it, right? We're also going to be building into the app as we move along a feature where you can take in what is called barters. So let's say there's a resort in the Maldives. They say, listen, this is what we'll pay for you as a receptionist. But at the end of 3 months, we're okay with you coming with your family and staying with us for 1 week. We will host them. That will be off season. We will host them for a week. So this way, what happens is not only do I get paid, I also get a holiday for my family. And it's not costing the company much, but it's a big thing for me. We've got a hand going up, Jervis. Would you like to unmute the person? If it is... Sheikh, go ahead. You'll have to unmute yourself. Jervis? Okay. Maybe I got that wrong. Okay, now let me see. There are a couple of questions that have come up. So I'm a fresher and not from hospitality. Will Collaborate benefit me? Okay. The beauty of a gigger, you have the whole spectrum of people. You can have a fresher who comes in, who wants to learn. Like I worked with that caterer, I was a fresher. So he paid me 150 for the whole day and he was teaching me how to do catering, how to do party catering. So a fresher can join. You will get paid less, of course. Compared to a veteran, you'll get paid less. Okay, there's a question saying, sir, if I come on the app and I still fail to get a job, what should I do? So, buddy, this app is not the answer to all the world's problems or all your problems. I'm being honest about it and very straight. The app is one more tool that you have. You can approach people for a job, but your normal CV, Naukri.com, approaching people you know. But the app is also one method or one more weapon that you now can add to your arsenal to attack the gig economy. It's just one more tool, right? And I'm very confident that this app is going to rock India for sure. So right now, there are lesser number of companies on the app. There are lesser number of liberated associates on the app. Our target is 4 lakh liberated associates by the end of the year and 10,000 companies that are hiring for the gig economy on the app by the end of this year. With help from you all, there are college instructors on the app, on the talk show. So if they could help us reach out. See, I'll give you, before I take more questions, I'll tell you what was the reason for us to start this. So as an organization, I've been in the industry, hospitality, for nearly 30 years. I love the industry, right? But I also have I'm very passionate about one segment of people called the waiters. And in fact, I've written a book called The Waiter. I was told it will not sell if you call it The Waiter. I said, no problem. I want to name it The Waiter. It didn't sell. I'm okay with it. My own organization, HTI, trains for people at the bottom of the pyramid, mainly the waiters. Now, when the lockdown took place, I realized there are companies shutting down, restaurants shutting down. It's going to be a bloodbath out there. I told the team, not only are we losing training, which we did, why can't we come up with a solution that will help the industry? And that's where Collaborate was born. It's a solution that will help the industry, not only the owners, but even the employees. Everyone can get jobs. That's how it will help. Sir, this is from NIL, NILN. If I want to do it for learning experience, then will they take me? Yes, of course. There are so many companies that are anyway hiring interns, right, Neil? They take them on for 3 months. My own organization, we take on trainers as learners, and we put them through the ropes. Freshers are taken on. I was a fresher. So many people took me on. So many people I turned down because I didn't like the offer. I had gone to Dubai, by the way, like I told you all. And there were so many organizations that were offering me jobs, but I didn't like the concept at that time, at least. So I didn't go on. Today, of course, I had a company in Dubai, and we used to operate out of Dubai, out of Saudi also, but neither of the places I wanted to settle down in. I wanted to settle down in India, work out of India. Okay. Someone has asked, what is the guarantee that full-time work will come back? Buddy, there is never any guarantees. There is never any guarantees. Trust me. The only guarantee that you can put forward is your attitude. So you can guarantee your attitude that I will never quit. I will keep learning. I will deliver more than I promise. And these guarantees will ensure people go looking for you rather than you have to look for them. Right? When I wanted to quit Annapurna and VSNL, it took me 2 years. The first year when I quit, I went to both the people who I was reporting to and I said, I want to quit. You know what they did? They raised my salary. They raised what they were paying me. And I said, oh God, this is a big problem. 1 year more I lasted. The second time when I went back to them and I said, listen, I'm out. And I didn't allow them the chance of raising my salary or anything. I said, I'm out, I'm out, I'm out. Let me go. And it was a complicated situation to get out of VSNL because it's a government place, but I got out of that also. So what is the guarantee full-time jobs will come back? There is no guarantee, but I feel full-time jobs, contract employment and gig employment, all three will coexist. So companies will have certain people on full-time employment. They will have certain jobs on contractual employment. And for some jobs, they will prefer gig workers. And gig workers are not only for the lower end of the job profile. For example, you need a designer. You can hire a gigger. You need somebody to do your social media marketing. You can hire a gigger. You need your architect and your interior designers. They're your gig workers, technically speaking, because they're coming for a particular project. You can have somebody coming in for menu planning. You can have somebody coming in for quality assurance. You can have somebody coming in for your safety and standards audit, right? Jervis, just pay attention whenever somebody needs to be unmuted. Please, they're raising their hand, unmute them and let them speak. Some feel that having a stable 9 to 5 job, Harleen Kaur says, some feel that having a stable 9 to 5 job is better than having an unstable one. Please share your opinion on that. Harleen, it's like, I'll answer this using animals. So there are different animals in the jungle, right? Some are vegetarian, some are non-vegetarian, some are birds, some are sea animals. Each person has his own, right? So the one who feels that a 9 to 5 job is the best should take up that 9 to 5 job. I mean, there is no doubt about it. If you're good at that 9 to 5 job and you're happy there, you should take it up. It's not for me. That's what I said. And I'll give you another small example from human beings. We had at Annapurna, we actually had the person doing the chakki work. You put wheat at the top and you get flour at the bottom. So we were supplying about 5,000 meals per day, every day. So we needed somebody to man the chakki day in and day out. So what is his job? Put the wheat from the top and take out flour from the bottom. Once a week, take out that stone and do the taki, right? If that guy was growth oriented, what would I do with him? He'd come to me and say, sir, मेरा 2 साल हो गया, अभी मैं junior चक्की वाला था, अभी मेरे को senior चक्की वाला बना. ठीक है, senior चक्की वाला. Next he wants to be head of चक्की. Okay, be head of चक्की. But who's working with him? Nobody else. He's only doing that. He'll become VP चक्की वाला. वो चलेगा मुझे. But when people are, you need different people in your segment. So I needed a person who would handle the chakki without being growth oriented. Every year he was getting a small increment and he was happy with it. I was happy with it. I hope that answers you, Harleen. If not, you can unmute yourself and ask a question. I'm just checking the chat box now. Sir, do you have corporate companies joining this app or just hospitality industry? Fez, Fazal, I think it is. Fazal Ur Rahman. If you don't mind, because I'm finding it difficult to pronounce your name, I'll go with Khan. So, Khan, yes, initially we are aiming for hospitality primarily because I'm from hospitality. I love hospitality and I want the industry to get a boost. But this app is, corporates can come on the app and we will be targeting them because a lot of our, see, what is this app about? It's about aggregating manpower. So let us say, for example, there's a lady who is a receptionist in a corporate environment. She works from 9 to 5, right? She can work part-time or as a gigger in a restaurant being a hostess. She may be good at singing. So on the weekends, she is not a hostess. She finishes a reception job, comes to the restaurant and sings, or comes to the hotel and sings. So you can have multiple jobs and you're having fun. See, the main thing that I feel is we've got one life. We should enjoy it. Let's do what we want. I know people, earlier used to say, like, this is my job and this is my hobby. It doesn't work anymore. At least according to me. Your hobby and your job should be one. I love talking. I love training. I'm with you. I can do this 24/7. Right? Sorry, maybe I did not hear you before, but is this app active? If not, when do you plan to launch it? Oh, the app is active. It has been launched. Jervis will probably, Syed Jervis will probably have your email ID and he will send you a link to join up on the app. The app is very much live. We are looking for feedback. It's called the beta version, a beta version where it's not the final version. So we are looking at feedback so we can improve the app and make it more meaningful for. And by the way, see, the app's name is Collaborate. So it's not going to be favoring companies and it's not going to be favoring LAs. It's going to be helping create a win-win between companies and LAs. Okay, just to clarify that. Rahul Chawla, will there be enough sustainable demands for gigas to succeed? Rahul, first things is that we are right now in Bombay. Most of the people who are on the this are from Bombay. I think you would have to be a really big, sorry about my language, but a really big idiot if you can't earn an income while in Bombay. Okay, or you have a very big ego, one of the two. Because in the lockdown, I saw there were people from corporate also coming out on the streets, actually on the streets, and selling eggs, selling vegetables. They were earning an income, right? I told my family, I said, if worse comes to worse, I'm a deadly chef. I mean, I'm really good, even if I say so myself. I'll make biryani and sell it, right? So in Bombay, at least you're sorted for sure. You can earn money. Now let's talk about India. India especially is beaten China in the growth story. Our population is good. Indians are hardworking. I've been to several countries, worked in several countries, and I can tell you, Indians are in demand even globally because we work hard and we're smart. And trust me, when I'm saying smart, the person we call dumb in India, I'm one of the dumb ones. I failed the fifth standard, by the way. I'm not kidding. I failed the fifth standard. Of course, I passed after that. Even dumb ones like me in India are smarter than their smarter ones in the international scenario. Okay, it's a fact. I'm not showing off. It's because of our education system, which a lot of people deride, but I love our education system. I did badly in it, but I love our education system. It puts a lot of pressure on us, and it's about pressure. The jungle is also pressure. If you learn to deal with pressure, you survive. Here, what we are doing is we're trying to make life easy for our kids, make life easy for our women, make life easy for our old people, make life. It's the jungle. The old people also, as long as they can work, they should work. My own mother worked till I think around 68. Okay. She worked all her life and she looked after the home also. And she went back to work after VRS. Actually, it was not VRS because she was 58 when she took VRS. She went back to work and she was more in demand than younger people than her. She was a telephone operator cum receptionist, extremely professional. And she was getting a higher, she was a gig worker. She was getting a higher income than younger girls who were handling the console. When my mother went on leave, she would take leave, go to Goa. She would tell her boss, okay, from so-and-so date to so-and-so date, I'm on leave 1 month. And it would also happen that her boss would call her within 1 week and say, when are you coming back? That was like a joke with her. She'd say, hardly I've reached Goa, he's calling me and asking me when am I back, right? So that's the type of life I want everybody to live, where you're in demand even when you're 70. Okay, I may miss out some questions. So in case I miss out, please type your question again, because there are a lot of questions popping up. Somebody has answered Rahul. Rahul, gigas are already a huge part of the system, just unorganized, I think. Yes, you're right. The gig economy in India has been largely unorganized. It's come in anonymous, so I don't know who to thank. But gigas have been largely unorganized. We have, like I told you, your ladies who work in homes, they are gig workers. By the way, your Ola, Uber, Zomato, Swiggy, these are all gig workers. Urban Company, we had these speakers also on our app. They are also giggers, gig workers. The term was not used so often before, but today it's very common. If you get out at any station, you have these plumbers and carpenters who sit at what we call the Naka, right? Those are gig workers. They are hired for the day, they are paid for the day. What Collaborate is doing is we are organizing this whole thing. A lot of catering college students are on the call. When you do your waitings, that we call them, that's a gig. And we will be able to, through the app, we'll be able to record how many gigs you have done on the app itself. And we'll also be able to record what is your star rating. Later on, you can use that, report from the app when you're applying for a job and say, listen, I did so many waitings. This is what my employers had to say about me. So that would be a great benefit to people who are from catering colleges or students. Because I want students also, parents go on grumbling, oh, they don't know the value of money, blah, blah, blah. But once you start working, you're doing your college from X time to Y time, you got your time after that available. Today with colleges closed and only online classes, you can be earning income while you're listening into classes here. And it's really good fun to earn your own income. Huh? It's really good. It gives you a nice feeling that, maine kamaya hai. I hope you all enjoy that feeling too. There's a question on the chat. Could you share a few tips on how to increase contacts as giggers? Oh, that's a nice question. So to increase your contacts as giggers, it's word of mouth. It's okay. So here's one very important aspect I need to explain to you all. Lot of people, want to own their own company. So what do? They go work in a company. After about 5 years, 10 years, they say, yaar, bahut kaam ho gaya, abhi now I want to run my own business, right? It is really stupid. I'll tell you what you're saying. You're saying all these years I've been in a zoo or I've been in the circus. Now I want to go out in the jungle. you're committing suicide, according to me. And many of my friends, I mean, a few have survived, but many of my friends who were in jobs have gone into business, failed miserably, and come back to the job. Why? Because just imagine you are in the zoo or in a circus. You'll think, oh, I can jump so high, I can jump through fire. In the jungle, there is no fire that you have to jump through unless there's a forest fire, and then you're dead anyway, right? Nobody's clapping for you because you jump so high, and then let's say the deer comes and says, oh, you're so strong, you're so fast, let me die in front of you. No, you have to go chasing the deer's running. And while you're running after the deer, there's somebody running after you to kill you, right? So don't make that mistake. Whereas when it comes to being a gigger, you start off, I'll give, I hope you guys are listening in very clear this, because I've got some fantastic ideas about how to start a business. Let's say I'm from a catering college. I go out and I start working as a waiter, right? Now I work in a restaurant a couple of times. That gentleman likes the way I work. He says, Dominic, can you help me get somebody else like you? Which is bound to happen. I'll say, yes, sir, I've got a very good friend. So I get my friend along and I introduce him over there. So now the two of us start working. Okay. Now, some people get insecure. If I get my friend, I'll lose my job. No, I'm going to work so well. If they get rid of someone, it will be my friend. And I'm brought the competition in myself. I've actually done it. I'm not telling you, hypothetical. After some time, my boss says, can you get me a cook? I get a cook. And I start becoming more and more helpful to my boss. Then one day I tell my boss, I go up to him and I say, sir, you are running this restaurant. You're always scratching your head about somebody who's doing this, somebody who's doing that. Why don't you hand over the service part of your restaurant to me? So he says, will you be my manager? No, sir, I'm not offering to be your manager. I'm saying your entire staff for the service side of your restaurant, I will handle it. I will get in all the servers. I will get the bartender. And trust me, Collaborate will give you the facility, a feature. It's called agency or contractor. We'll give you a feature where you can now hire your own gig workers and take on a contract to run a restaurant on the service side. Somebody else may say, I'll tell the boss, I'll handle the kitchen side. This is already happening in caterings, in party caterings. It's already happened where the caterer only prepares the food. He's got a team, a contracted team who comes and serves the food. If you look, you may be thinking I've lost my mind, maybe. But let me tell you something. What is Zomato and Swiggy? What did they start with? They started by doing the job that nobody else wanted to do. No restaurateur wanted to do delivery. Delivery was a pain in the butt. Excuse my language. It was a pain in the butt. Why? You have to worry about the boy reaching on time. Then the guest will call up and say, "Khana thanda ho gaya." तो ठंडी होने वाला है यार. नहीं time पे पहुंचा नहीं. अरे यार traffic तो रहेगा ही. Then he doesn't want to pay for packaging material. Swiggy came around, Zomato came around and told restaurateurs like this: we'll do your delivery for free. Restaurateur said, this guy is mad. Take it. You want to do it free? Take it. Restaurateur started advertising free home delivery. Zomato करने वाले ये पागल लोग आ गए. Zomato not only took on the deliveries, they now have taken over the restaurants, and now restaurateurs are scratching their head wondering how to get rid of Zomato and Swiggy. They want to get rid of them. They can't. Because Swiggy and Zomato have got their claws into the client. They know what the client wants. If this restaurant stops dealing with them, they take what the client needs. They already have the database. They know what they're buying. Oh, you want Chinese? We've got a Chinese brand. Swiggy and Zomato are setting up their own brands today. What do? They are supplying gig workers. Swiggy and Zomato are part of the gig economy. Swiggy and Zomato, if you read the papers, will see their valuation has beaten the restaurant industry hollow. Sir, can you explain starting 15-minute session in shortly, because I missed out. Really sorry about that. But basically what I spoke about in the first 15 minutes was how I started my life as a gigger, right? So I did gigs for 11 years before starting off Hospitality Training Institute. I was also running a company while being a gigger. That's what I did. In 15 seconds, I've explained what I did in 15 minutes. I've got a question. I'm not good with using technology. Who can I reach to guide me on this? Okay. So we've got on the screen right now, there's Jervis, who probably has your email ID because he's our database. And there's a person called Aaron. Jervis, if you could put Aaron's contact details on the post, it would be nice. We've got about 10 minutes to go. And if anyone has more questions, Even if you'd like to just unmute yourself and talk to us about your thoughts, it would be lovely. I'm just scrolling through to see if, yeah, so now there's a question, can LA enroll for PF, etc.? Okay, now this PF, ESIC, etc., very interestingly, first of all, they come under a bracket called Social Security. So there's PF, ESIC, leave encashment, all this is called Social Security, which till date was available for permanent employees and for what are they called? Contracted employees, or FTCs, fixed term contract employees. Recently, the Indian government has announced that they will be taking care of the social security of gig workers also. Their plan has not been unveiled yet, but in September, end of September, the government released the Code of Social Security, in which they have defined gig workers. There's an entire section 9. I can send it to anybody who requires it. Just get in touch with Jervis and we'll send it across. Section 9, which has explained how the government plans to give all these gig workers social security. Okay. Personally, I am not looking forward to social security. I believe that, but if it's a facility available and somebody would like it, please avail of it, and the government will give it to you as and when they launch it. My belief is the social security comes from me, my friend circle, my professional circle. That is what gives me my social security. Give you all a quick thing behind Collaborate. So Collaborate has been inspired by what we call the spirit of the wolves. So in our video also, you must have seen the wolves. Now, wolves are a very interesting animal category. First, they have the alpha. Alpha is the leader of the pack. He sometimes is a lone wolf. That means he walks alone, or he leads the pack. The alpha is followed by somebody called the beta wolf, that we call the beta wolf. He is his second in command. That means he will take over from the alpha when the alpha gets old or unable to carry on. Okay. Then they have the deltas. Now the deltas are different wolves. That means there's somebody for caretaker. That means those who are injured, etc., taken care of by the caretaker. There are the hunters. These are the stronger wolves that actually bring down an animal. They hunt the animals. There are the sentinels. These take guard when the wolves are sleeping and warn them about any intruders or danger. Then there are the scouts. These go out looking where is the hunting available, where is the water available, and come back and tell the wolves that, you know, chamchagiri kar rahe, jasusi. Right? They also have something called the omega. The omega is the weakest wolf. Now, normally in any other animal group, they would be killed. But the omegas are used to look after the young ones of the wolves. And that is what Collaborate is about. We want everybody, whether it is a housewife, a woman who's staying at home and looking after kids, she should be able to get employment. Whether it's a retired person, he should be able to get employment. Whether it's a young cub like a student, he should be able to get employment. It could be a professional who's out of a job right now and wants a stopgap arrangement till I find a permanent job. He should get employment. And it can be a maverick wolf. Somebody who says, I don't want a permanent job ever. I will keep on doing gigs for the rest of my life, work when I want, party when I want. So Collaborate is this type of an app, inspired by the spirit of the wolf. Okay, so PF, ESIC, I've answered you. Yes, it is on the way for gig workers. Dhananjay, hi, is there promotions and increments for giggers? Okay, there is no fixed promotion, but I told you when I worked as a gigger, I started off with 2,500. And when I decided to quit 11 years later, they were paying me over 10 times that amount, much more, because I was getting a vehicle with fuel. And when I first joined, I used to go there every day. Towards my end of my term, I mean, slowly, I came down to just 2 visits a week of 2 hours each. So yes, the increment is there, but see, in a gig worker, it is what you are bringing to the table. Let me take you to the jungle. You're a tiger out there. You hunt one deer, you eat that deer. You're a tigress, you got babies, you got maybe 4 tigresses that you're looking after. Go and hunt 12 deer. How much strength do you have? Take it on. Okay, you think you're really powerful, bring down an elephant. Why you're going after deers? Take down an elephant. The whole pride can eat for a week. How to convince mom and dad? Bring them on the Collaborate talk show. I'll talk to them, but jokes aside. Once you're 18 and I'm guessing you are 18. You had better take responsibility for your life, right? So if you convince mom and dad to become a gigger and you fall on your face, pick up the pieces and walk on. Mom and dad's not responsible. If you take up a full-time job and you fall on your face, don't go to mom and dad and say, because of you, I did a full-time job and now look at what has happened. Take charge of your life. If you decide that you want to be a gigger, convince them. If you decide, but when you fail, please pick up your own this. I told you I failed as a restaurateur, 5 lakhs down in 6 months. This is in 95. It's a huge amount of money, trust me. Okay, I paid back every rupee, including the interest that was promised. It must have taken me at least 7 years, but I paid back every rupee. How to get on the app and how much do I pay? Okay, so to get on the app, there's a link. It's not on the Play Store. Aaron or Jervis will be able to share it with you. You can get on the app. How much do you pay? So it's 250 rupees, just 250 rupees for a liberated associate per year. And right now it is free. So you're not even paying that 250. That's like 20 rupees. Okay, I just want to add here, a lot of people, cribbing about that 250 because, everything is free. Let me just tell you one thing. Through the problems that have taken place recently on WhatsApp, when it's free, they're taking your data. They're selling your data. Collaborate, I assure you, will not be taking your data or selling your data. Will not be doing that at all, ever. Right? I've been in the industry 30 years. I know my word counts. I can't be a businessman if my word doesn't count. I couldn't be a gigger if my word didn't count. That's all we have. We have a word. Contracts don't matter. But we also have a contract in place anyway. Okay, there's one, sir, I'm looking for a job in hotel industry. I understand the present scenario, but what are the chances of getting a job currently? Also, how do I join the app? Okay, so Christopher, one is that we'll help you download the app, get in touch with Jervis or Aaron. They'll help you download the app. You can look for a job. The hotel industry, what I'm suggesting is look for your permanent job if that's what you want. Look for a permanent job. But while you're getting a permanent job, instead of having a 6-month gap on your CV and getting frustrated at home, come on the app. Take what jobs come up. If you work well with a person and his restaurant is also restarting, everyone's restarting after this. So if he finds that you're a great chap, he'll hire you full time. If you want a full-time job, you'll get it. I hope I've answered you, Christopher. I'm just looking to see if there are any more questions before we start winding down. Okay. Will Collaborate put in any special effort to help me find a job? Okay, it's very simple. Collaborate as an app cannot succeed, and we want to succeed. We cannot succeed until companies get good liberated associates and liberated associates get good jobs and money. When you succeed, only then can we succeed. And I can assure you we want to succeed. I mean, you can make out I'm not looking for failure, right? And even if we do fail a couple of times, we will succeed in the end. We don't quit. Would anyone like to unmute themselves? I'm finding everybody is happy to just listen in, but no one's wanting to talk anyway. So now I'll wind down. And so my name is Dominic Kostabir. You can find me via the internet. You can find me via the Jervis will be sending you a mail, so you'll know about Jervis also. You can connect with me. You can find me through LinkedIn. A couple of questions that have popped up. I'll just check that. So you can find me via LinkedIn, Facebook, get my number, WhatsApp me. Jervis, you can put up my number also. I'm good with that. Yeah, stay in touch with me. We will do whatever we can to help you out. Do give us advice on how to improve the app. Do give us feedback if in case there are some features especially that you don't like, or let's have a conversation. Let's collaborate is what I'm saying. I'd like to especially thank a lot of my friends. We started sending out this message for the session. We have a session every Friday normally between 4 and 5. It's called the Collaborate Talk Show, where I host some guests and I talk to them about, how they grew, how they came out, and we talk about the pros and cons of the industry, what's good, what's bad, what's general things. So yeah, you could join us for the Collaborate Talk Show, which Jervis will send out mails to you every time we have. It's every Saturday, but he'll let you know which is the panel and to sign up. This time we did something different, and last moment we sent out the invites, and a lot of my friends, I think Shirish Bokde, Mr. Bhuvan, from Anjuman College also, Preeti and Sachin sent out the message, and we had a record turnout today also. Very, very encouraging. So thanks guys for all your help in helping forward the message. How to get on the app and how much to pay, I answered. Would there be deductions on my earnings via Collaborate? Okay. So there are no deductions via Collaborate, but you are a gig worker, a professional. So if you earn above 30,000 per year, there is a 10% TDS, tax deducted at source, that if you're getting 30,000 from one place, if you're getting it from many places, that's not a problem. Any place that is paying you more than 30,000 in 1 year will have to do a 10% TDS, tax deducted at source. You take that tax TDS certificate to any chartered accountant who will file your returns for as low as anything from 300 rupees to 1200 rupees. And he will help you recover that money that was deducted. But that money will stay with the government for anything from, because it's April to March. So whatever you have earned in that year, the tax returns are filed the next year and you get your money back. Unless you have earned extremely well, in which case you still owe the government taxes, right? We need roads and we need lighting and we need development activities, and our government employees have to be paid. They're not gig workers. What is my profit in it? Lovely question. Okay. So that's the last question I'll answer, but I love this question, so I'm very happy to answer it. What is my profit in it? So I'm going to first give you my esoteric view, and then you know what my profit is, but I will anyway mention. My profit is that I love this industry, hospitality. And I love the idea of people living liberated, free, like tigers, born free, live free. Apne dam pe dictate terms to the world. Okay. And if you call me up, meet me sometime, I can tell you many stories where I've kicked butt and many stories where I've got my own butt kicked, right? So I've won some, I've lost some, but I've enjoyed living the way I do. I'd like more people to live this way. Okay. And the other profit that I get, so one is just living this way, and the other profit that I get, which I will call a byproduct, is the earnings when this app does well. When this app does well. Right now we are bleeding. But I'm very sure this app will do well. And once the app does well, I'm a trainer. So I'm not going to be running this app forever. There is a gentleman, Aaron, who I keep mentioning. He is in charge of the app. He will take it forward. God bless him, Aaron Fernandez. And I will continue to do my training. And if Aaron can help me get more gigs internationally, where I get international holidays also, I'll be very happy that Collaborate is helping me get my holidays. I went to the Maldives, by the way. I've been to Dubai, Mauritius, and I've done training. And within India also, such beautiful resorts and all I've gone to include, they're just amazing. And every time I reach these beautiful places, I think not only am I getting paid, I'm also getting a holiday. So that's the beauty of being a gigger in my space. I don't know your space. So with that, I'd like to thank you guys for joining me on the Collaborate Talk Show. See you all next Friday. Stay in touch with us. If there's any way we can help you out, we will. If there's any way you can help us out, please do offer to help us out. We need to collaborate. This world is not about competition. This is not about dog eat dog. This is about wolves working together as a pack, bringing down elephants and tigers and lions or whatever else we decide to bring down. God bless. Keep rocking. Thank you so much.